I smoke a fatty when I'm heavily stressing. I don't know, you hear a song, I hear a therapy session. I be talking about my life and what I'm going through. And to be honest, I don't know who I'm promoting to.
It's certain things that I've learned from you just by being around you and observing the way you move and the way you carry yourself. I'd have to say that you are one of the hardest working men that I've ever met in my life. And you make me want to work harder. I remember we were doing the same job and I noticed just how you approached it versus how I approached it, and it made me change my whole approach. It was one day I came up to the job super late, dressed in sweatpants and like a bummy t-shirt, and you was super clean, fresh to death, early, on time, and you said something to me that stuck with me. You said, I get up every day at 5:30 and work out because I gotta do something before I come to work.
Yeah.
I said, damn, I just rolled out of bed. I have on my pajamas. And this man started his day well before I rolled out of this bed. So maybe I'm not doing something right.
Yeah.
And that changed my approach from there on out. I started to get up every day. I started to work out, even if it was just push-ups. I started to work out every day.
And I noticed that, I kind of got away from my routine for a second because I got into my emotions. I'm feeling like I'm not where I want to be in life. I got to looking at my situation and I was thinking, I ain't where I want to be. I want this, I want that. I'm not making the money I want to make. I got a little down about that and I kind of got off my schedule, but I prayed and I started watching enlightenment videos. Deepak Chopra. Shout out to Deepak Chopra, man. If anybody's looking for ways to eliminate stress from your life and you're looking for a path to just a more enlightened state of mind, look up Deepak Chopra. He's got a lot of videos on YouTube to help you deal with stress and what's going on in your life. So ask yourself, who am I? What's my purpose? What do I want? And what am I grateful for? And those questions, the answers don't have to be the same every day. As you grow and as you find your path, those questions, the answers to those questions may change. So after that, I would pray. It helps keep me centered, helps keep me grounded on what my goals are. The prayer helps bring that all together for me. So that's one of the things that I would like to share with somebody because I feel like it helped me in my life.
This is part of the reason why I started this channel too, was because I could go back and learn from you. Instead of like trying to remember what you said, I could be able to go back and say, oh, well, Jason broke it down for me. This is what he does to relieve stress. This is what he does to get through certain situations. So now if I'm facing that situation, I have a reference. I have, always, of course I can always call this man. Yeah. We've been in touch for a while, thank God. Everything happens for a reason.
One thing I've learned with dealing with people in my life is how to, for most parts, read good energy. And when I met Rome, his energy was right. I felt like it was something about him that made me want to be friends with him. You meet people and you like, yeah, I'm gonna dodge that person. I'm not gonna, but when you see those people and their energy is like, you ever been to a lake and the water's just flat? It looks like glass on top. That's how I felt his energy. His energy was calm. It was reassuring, and I felt it was similar to my energy. When you meet good people in your life, don't take that for granted. I believe like God put people in your life. He introduced you to people for a reason. Either it's to teach you a lesson, or you supposed to learn something, or you supposed to teach that person something.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
We was talking about, I was talking about when I met you, what I'm saying, how I felt you had that good energy.
And I said the same for you.
I feel like we both kind of help each other. You saw something that you could apply to your life. And then I saw things in you that I could apply to mine. That's like, with this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a dinosaur when it comes to technology. So this right here, seeing, because I've been watching your videos and I was like, wow, I wonder how he did that. How does he get these videos to fade? And I have no idea about that kind of stuff. So seeing that, it's kind of like you're bringing me up to date with some of the technology I need to know about because this is the way the world's changing. So this is something that is taking off, especially since COVID. A lot of people are getting more into the online businesses and stuff of this nature. So,
And I appreciate that. Let me say that first and foremost. I appreciate that. And I believe in like bridging the gap because I don't know everything. As you probably seen, I had one of my young boys on last show.
Yeah, I saw him.
He's 10 years younger than me. He really helps me stay up to speed.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
like it's a lot of things that I have to teach myself, of course, but I like to keep that connect going always. You one of the only people, one of the very few people in my life who I know who bought their home and own their home. I know my cousin right now, he's trying to go through that process of buying his own home. Would you care to explain that process and how you went through it and how did it work for you?
Well, one, I'm gonna say I listened to my mama. My mama told me when it was time for me to buy a house, and if I ain't listened to her no other time in my life, I listened then. So the process when it comes to buying a house, you need a realtor. You most definitely need to find you a realtor, someone you trust, somebody that a family member's dealt with. Get in touch with Rome, he can get in touch, I can put you on my realtor. And already know that this is not gonna be a quick process. The process of buying my home took almost a year. From the time that I started searching to the time I moved in. It took about a year to buy my home. You find a place, be flexible because you're not gonna find the perfect home. And if you do find the perfect home, 9 times out of 10 it's out of your price range. I don't know what kind of money people are working with, but I wasn't rich when I bought my home. And also I bought my home at a time when the market was really good. Since COVID, the market is bananas now. Everything is up. The price of paper and cardboard is up. The price of wood is up. The price of metal is up. The price of building materials have skyrocketed. So getting a house now is going to be much more expensive than it was 10 years ago. And I bought my house in 2010. You get you a realtor, be flexible, look in the areas where you want to live. Also look in some areas, you got to have first, second, and third choices when it comes to areas. You may not find a place in the area you first want to move to. You need to have a second and a third choice. A lot of the time in life, we get our minds locked on what we want. And then when we don't get that, we break down, we're disappointed. The one thing I learned is you gotta have another avenue. You gotta have another road, another little side road or something that you can go down so that you can get to your end goal. When I bought my house, it was the price that it was when I first looked at it. My realtor told me, he said, man, we need to wait till this price comes down. That took months. It was months before they dropped the price. I was living with my brother back and forth between my brother and my mom's place. You know what I'm saying? So and I had to endure that. And then he calls me and he's like, hey man, they dropped the price on it. We need to make them an offer. We made an offer. They jumped on that offer. And after that, everything was pretty easy. But I think the challenging part with buying a house is being open-minded, being flexible, having a good realtor who's got your best interests in heart, and just be determined. Be determined that you're going to do it. It's going to be hiccups along the way. You got to know what you can do, and stay within that. Don't overreach, because you can easily be house poor. You can go in, I want this house, it's got everything I want, but you may not be able to afford that house. You may move in that house and yes, you can pay the mortgage payment every month, but you can barely buy groceries. You can barely put gas in your car. You can barely feed yourself, you know, so you don't want to be in a home and be upside down in it like that. You want to be comfortable making that payment and still having a good quality of life.
This is the stuff that we don't think about initially. You know, especially when you talk about the months of from your brother to your mom. People don't think about that. I know I don't.
Yeah, we always think about what we want and getting it. We rarely think about every step that goes in that process, the things you're gonna have to endure, the waiting periods you're gonna have to go through, stuff like that. So you always wanna keep in mind, anything in life worth having is gonna be a challenge. It's not going. And if you do get it easy, then the challenge comes in maintaining it. So you're gonna get that difficulty somewhere. It's just how your mindset is and how you deal with it depends on how difficult it is to you.
If you see everything is the worst problem in the world, guess what? It is.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you gotta control your way of thinking as best you can, because life throws things at you. Like I said, I get caught up in my emotions just like anybody else. Sometimes I wake up and I'm sad and my eyes are watering and I'm thinking about my situation. It's like, let's take a step back. Ask yourself some questions. What's wrong? What's going on? Is it that serious? You know what I'm saying?
You human. I feel like that's everybody.
Yeah, we gotta do self-evaluations, man.
For sure. And check on our people, because like we were talking about earlier with young black men, it's a lot of people that we need to have mental health checks, I feel like, all the way down. You know, where we checking on our people.
Me when I was a baby, and he created a series of books. And even if it doesn't go anywhere,
at least
she'll know that, you know, I put some effort into something, you know. But yes.
I like to say the same, and hopefully you would like to do the same, to like leave a piece of me here, just in case my son could always go to YouTube and type in my name and be like,
hey, okay,
that's my dad.
That's my dad. Yeah, you know, something that's gonna be forever. And so I want to do the children's book. I got some characters, and I'm gonna talk about, you know, just regular life lessons that, you know, just like any of the other learning books and learning shows out there for children, you know, babies. It's gonna be, but it's gonna be something that a black man made. That field is dominated by other people. We don't have a whole lot of black children book writers, animators. I would like to do something like that. I like drawing, and I want to put something together so that she can, when she finally starts to learn to read, she can be like, yeah, my dad wrote this book and illustrated it. You know what I'm saying? Something she can be proud of.
And you know you have my support 100%. Hello. Yeah. It's motivation for you.
Yes. Okay, I see another black person do it and get it out there. I can do this too.
That's how I like to look at things as well. But listen, I appreciate you for coming on, bro. You don't understand. I learned so much from you, and I would love for you to continue to come on.
Well, I'm here, man.
And we could talk and hopefully teach. I'm still learning. Most of the time, they probably see me just sitting there learning, just like soaking up the game.
Yeah.
But this is what we do. Every time we talk, I like to sit down and I like to be the student. Sometimes I know that I don't know everything, and I can learn from my peers.
Yeah.
So Jason, thank you for coming
No
on
problem,
to the Theromeshow.
You know it. You know it.
You know, we see y'all next time. Peace. Yo, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for coming, nigga.
That's what's up.
I smoke a fatty when I'm heavily stressing. I don't know, you hear a song, I hear a therapy session. I be talking about my life and what I'm going through. And to be honest, I don't know who I'm promoting to. See, I just know that all my music bring me close to you.